Hey y'all, tuning in to Meet the Shoe. We are in the Kadaka edition today. We rolling. Y'all see us together today.
Right.
So thank you for tuning in to Meet the Shoe podcast. I am Sade.
I'm Lena.
And Shackle History Unleashed. So today we're going to talk about the
current events of what's happening in the last 24
week.
Hours. Yeah. Or the last week.
Yeah. So right now what we have is Carswell. Nope.
Dublin.
Mm-hmm. Federal prison.
Yeah.
About 8 women talked about the warden and a couple of guards were arrested by the feds. The feds went and kicked in the door, waving the fofo, and and locked them up.
Right.
For sexual abuse. SA.
Well, in majority of the prisons in the United States and in other countries, it's always sexual abuse. It's always things that are inhumane that happen in the system because there isn't a watchful eye unless the family members on the outside or guards that have quit, make sure that people are being treated like humans, right? Everybody that was in the comments of this story that we were that came across TikTok stated that this is happening all over the US.
Right.
Officers take advantage of inmates on a daily basis in men and women prison, right? But this particular prison happened in Dublin, California.
Which is a federal prison.
Yeah, the federal institution. The thing also is that they weren't being accountable at the time, and then inmates, if they tell the family members over the phone, they'll get repercussions of it, right? If they tell the family member on a visit while they're still locked up and the guards get wind of it, then they'll get mistreated while they're still being locked up.
Exactly.
The only thing that you could do about it is continue to vote and for these different laws for people to still be considered humans because they treat you like an animal because you committed a crime. And it doesn't matter the level or the severity of the crime. Not to say that a person that I don't feel that even that has done the heinous acts of the world shouldn't be mistreated while they're in custody. The karma is what got them to do the time. It doesn't say that you should be mistreated
in prison
while you're doing your time, right? And when I was actually in Carswell, the things that was a medical facility, a camp, and a FCI, right? And I would happen to be in a maximum, right? The maximum was in the back. The medical facility had its own building. The FCI had its own building, and then the camp is across the street off of a pond. So a person can go from maximum to FCI to the camp, right? And then a person that's in the camp can get in trouble and then get sent back across the street to the FCI. The thing about that facility was a lot of things that the women were saying were the times that I spent there was that they were scared to go to the doctor.
Why?
Because everybody that went to the doctors, majority of them would tell them that if they were Black or Hispanic, they needed a hysterectomy.
What?
That they had a medical issue. Thank God that at the time when I went, I was 23, 24 years old. They never told me that I had an issue with, OBGYN, right? I went and I got a pap smear.
Wait a minute, was the doctor a male or female?
I have female.
Okay.
I did the OBGYN thing. And me personally, I knew that I wanted to have more kids when I got out of prison.
Right.
So what I did was I only got a pap smear twice.
Okay.
By the grace of God, they never detected anything going on with me. So I think that the women that had already had some issues going on prior to them going to prison, they played on that. It's about your conversation, before you even, enter the prison or whatever medical history you told them prior to you going to the penitentiary, right? That had a lot to do with it. And the women that may have told them, oh yeah, I was on birth control pills, oh yeah, I have bad cramps, and yeah, I was doing birth control, whatever. The doctors, they played on that. So I just would hear the girls say crying. They told me that I needed to get a hysterectomy, or they told me that I might have to get some type of surgery, partial and full. And these were young women. That was going on while I was in Carswell.
When we were in Shakopee, it was a little different. It was hard to get to the doctor.
Oh,
it was hard.
See?
Yeah,
that's
women
wrong
in
within
there.
itself.
It was women in there with really severe cramps and menstrual pains and anything going on with the uterus, and they'll be like, okay, let's try this alternative first. Let's do this first before you go get surgery. I'm like, wow. And
really?
Yeah,
and
one of my friends was like bent over all the time, couldn't even walk. Wow. And they'd be like, you got to go to work, and that's just a whole another emotional and mental abuse, making you work and knowing this person is sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she ended up getting a hysterectomy in
the system. Okay. Yeah. See, that's another thing that they didn't hold you up on that. And it could have been because there's a medical facility that was across the street. So we didn't have to leave off the grounds to go to the doctor. If you had to have a real big surgery, of course they would take you down the street to the hospital. Yeah. And the thing about that as well is the only women that were handcuffed to the bed or handcuffed at anything, you had to be maximum or
medium, maybe.
Sometimes medium did. The medium would have to be handcuffed to where they would put a coat over their hand and maybe had their hands in front of them. Yeah, but they wouldn't whatever was in their jacket, if flea was in their jacket, then they would
okay.
They would have to be tied to the police officer,
right.
One with the police, one without, and then hook them on when they got into the hospital room. They would just hook them to the bed or whatever.
Okay. But when we think about sexual abuse in prison, a lot of times the women would say something and get in trouble. They put them in seg, and or mistreat them and say crazy stuff to them, just humiliate them, or get them to be fighting with another girl. You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of messiness going on. And then you had some girls succumb to it and be like, okay, I'm dating the guard, you know, just to get the perks or whatever, that's going on.
And guess what the perks would be?
What was y'all?
Fast food.
Oh,
hair
fast
weave.
Food. Yeah, I can see that.
Different kind of tennis shoes. Some jewelry. You can only wear a chain with a cross. Yeah, you could wear a chain with a cross. A perm. A specific type of hair. Always had just the smallest minor things that we take for granted in life that you can't get in the prison. Oh, call your family. Eyeliners, yes. Lipstick. You could call your family member on the cell phone of the guard to say, some things that you couldn't say on the system phone.
On the system phone, which is always recorded.
Yes, always recorded. So it's like, wow, you would, these girls, they would be eager to have sex with these officers for those minor things. And then guess what? A lot of the times they weren't even getting that.
But these women that were in the California prison were getting raped. I mean, they didn't want the sexual encounter. They was getting raped where they were bleeding down below.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I read some of it, I think one of the girls got pregnant and ended up having a miscarriage in there.
Okay.
It was a lot of weirdness going on. It was sad.
You never know by you doing the time which officer, if you're the prey. There it's a sick fetish between officers of they could be plotting on you and plotting to do something to you, and you don't even know that you're the one that they're you're the prey, right?
You're the prey.
Everybody's at is fair game. Any of you that's locked up just being a woman is subject to get raped, subject to get taken advantage of. Definitely you're getting disrespected often. not to say every officer that is in the line of duty, in the guards, in the prison system is doing that, but yeah, it's definitely you're the prey as soon as you walk through the door. And a lot of it, some women, now not every woman, but some women put themselves in a position for that because they're the sense of loneliness, the eagerness of wanting to get the attention of a male and women. Just so they can feel, love, I guess. I don't know.
But what I'm curious to know, that warden had previous SA cases.
Oh, really?
Yes, sexual assault cases, like years before. So why was he still working there?
Yeah, that nobody protested.
Why was he still
nobody
there?
Protested, and of course the colleagues aren't going to go against him, right? His colleagues aren't going to say, hey, he shouldn't be working here. They're going to ride with, the system. If nobody in the system is saying, hey, this guy should be fired, he should step him down, put him in another, position. Nobody's not going to do that. This is exactly, like I said, you're the prey when you get there. It's all fair game in the eyes of the correction, right? That's in there to disrespect, assault, humiliate anybody that's that they're able to do at their leisure, because you ain't going nowhere, right?
Well, we're gonna move on from that news.
So our next story is,
well, TikTok ban. Everybody's been talking about this. And TikTok has been around for some years now, and it's from a Chinese company.
And we do love TikTok.
Yeah, we like TikTok.
It's definitely beneficial.
Beneficial
for a lot of
people,
things.
Influencers out the US have been making a lot of money. Been getting paid and living a nice, beautiful life off TikTok. And the United States, the government wants to ban it.
And wait, I feel the reason why, now tell me what you think, the reason why they want to ban it is because TikTok actually made it, as it looks like, we don't know if this is a fact, YouTube changed a lot of their rules and step up and give the content content creators more, right? Because TikTok's been free flowing with the money, splitting the money down the middle. Giving these people, giving everyone these opportunities. We haven't got the we can't wait till we get the benefits of it, but we haven't received the benefits of it, but we hear about it because we're content creators, right? We hear the benefits of what people got. They have gotten millionaires, right? And TikTok has made lots of people millionaires. So the government wants to put a hand on that.
And then another thing, the government tend to think there's government spies in China. They're getting all our data, collecting all our data to, spy on us, steal your information. And you never know, they might know something that we don't know. The United States always knows something first before we, the people know.
The people know,
the people. Hey, who's to say they might do a takeover? I mean, everything, it's just like, it's a lot of ownership in that group.
It is. I think
in the States,
I've seen them do an interview so many times on the guy that brought TikTok to America, right? The Asian man, right? And he discussed and said that he has a 6-year-old, that the 6-year-old doesn't see majority of the things that the United States see. There is a specific algorithm for kids, then for teenagers, then for adults. In those algorithms is rarely any violence. It's no really sexual content. Like our kids in this country sees everything. There's no limits to nothing when it comes to TikTok. At the same time, they do show a lot of stuff that's in the United States that is of a benefit. That I see on my algorithm, right? I see nothing but ads of making money, whole lot of entrepreneurship, and then from my understanding
legal stuff.
Yes, legal stuff. Now, do you think that TikTok has been very informative?
A lot of times it is very informative. Yeah, okay. I think so. But you know what the thing is, TikTok is not even in China.
Where I
mean, some parts of it they don't.
They don't show it at all.
Do you ever see any Chinese on TikTok?
No. Well, yeah,
it's starting just very few since the United States.
I see a lot of. Well, honestly, I see a lot of Chinese on YouTube.
Exactly.
So it's like a switch. It's like, okay, America has a lot of TikTok. YouTube has a lot of foreigners on their platform.
Yes, they do.
So I feel like it's kind of even. I'm understanding why the government wants control, and they don't want.
They don't. So then what they want to do, they said the law, they banning TikTok, and they giving TikTok, which is owned by ByteDance, a chance to sell it to a parent company in the United States.
Okay.
So they can govern it. So they're giving them 6 months. If they don't sell it to someone in the United States for 6 months, they're going to ban it totally. Nobody in the U.S. would be able to have it as an app. So the apps they would make all the phone companies and everything get rid of the app of TikTok.
So here's another thing. Sad to out you, but a lot of people are going to switch to Canada. And Canada will allow
yeah, to do TikTok.
Will allow you to do TikTok. Right. No, they'll allow you to have your phone service in your service in Canada, and then you'll be able to have the app on your phone. People are going to that extent, right? And so always remember, where there's a way, there's always a way.
But you know, in TikTok defense is that they have a board, 5 people on the board, 3 of them are American. So they feel like they should not have to sell it. So it's going to be a battle.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
It's going to be a battle next 6
months. I think that they should, maybe they'll, like, majority of the company will be for those 3 owners versus
bring it back to the United States.
Yeah. Bring it to the United States, and the Chinese still will have to just come over here and live over here partly. So they'll partially live here and partially.
Now they could do that. Yeah.
I mean, you can have a visa for 6 months, right? So 6 months of your life will be in the United States, and your other 6 months. I mean, this is what you're wanting to do,
right?
You know. So I mean, they're gonna make a way. They're not gonna give up.
They're making too much money.
Yeah, they're right behind YouTube. Or did they pass YouTube?
I think they neck and neck. They route neck and neck.
Yeah. So that's what made YouTube. We love YouTube.
Their algorithm changed lessen the subscriptions.
Yes.
And the watch hours.
Yes.
And they have shorts now.
Yeah, and they have shorts. Because our attention spans are what? Less than 60 seconds.
60 seconds. Like you moved on.
Oh, they ain't talking about nothing. Right. Oh, they ain't talking about nothing. You know that we get it, y'all.
Yes. So we'll see what happens in the next 6 months.
Let's pray they don't get rid of TikTok.
Keep on creating, people. Keep on creating. Don't let it bother you. Just do what you got to do until those 6 months is. Then we'll figure it out then.
Right.
So what in other news today?
Our next story is about Mr. Suge Knight.
Oh my gosh, Suge Knight. He has a podcast, you know, in prison.
Yeah, he has a prison podcast, right? And he is on with who is it? David Myers.
Okay.
And he tells all of the old juice, right? Honestly, I think that Suge Knight puts some little extras on it, right? We think he puts extras on it, but we don't know if there's truth or a lie to his stories, right? Because he was in the industry so long.
Right, he was in the industry. He knows everything that went on back in the day, and he was not a scary type person. Everybody was scared of him.
Yeah, they definitely.
You know what I'm saying? He was pretty much the bully, so they knew not to step to him sideways.
Yeah, I mean,
so come on, he lied to be telling the truth. He just let it all hang out, and he would probably let it all hang out if he was in the streets too. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? You know,
I mean,
Suge Knight talked mess about Puff Daddy a long time ago. Talking about you dancing all over the stage, you doing this and doing that.
I mean, but did he sound like he was jealous?
But death row.
But did he sound like he was jealous of Puff back then though? We looked at it as Suge Knight was jealous back then, yeah. Because they both had big artists, Biggie and Tupac. Yes, we've heard that. Okay, Diddy's supposed to have something to do with Tupac getting killed. All this stuff seems like made up, right? With all these different people's opinions. Right. That's a situation that we will never know. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. What's of current is he says that Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Diddy are members of a secret society, and he gives his reason, right? He said once they started dressing like women and painting their nails, they get in. They're saying an artist when they groom the artist, any artist that's a male, to transform with anything that's not masculine. So that's nails, bags, and which I will talk about that in a second. But nails and bags is the first part of it. The shiny clothes and the tight pants on, tighter pants on, right? And so he says, I recall that when Dre went up to present Puffy with an expensive watch in front of everyone, they were giving him an award at the ASCAP Awards. So he presented him with a watch. He essentially told this man that he loved him. Snoop and Puff later became close friends. You always see the other one when you see one. So he's saying that, and that's just because Suge Knight personally don't like that Snoop Dogg being friends with Pac. Yeah, he was jealous about that relationship. Yeah, and he talked about he said that he brought up NWA beatmaker history of violence against women, calling saying that Dr. Dre was violent against women. I mean, we know that that was true. Yeah, a man who was a member of an exclusive group, meaning Dr. Dre, is going to be presented with an award called the Impact Award. Oh yeah. He said, motherfucker, he got more than girls than anyone else. Ooh. This man wins an award for beating up women. He hates Dr. Dre. He does. He always hates Dr. But you know, he went behind Dr. Dre and had a baby with Michelle A too. How you hate somebody so much? Do you really love him though? Because you went and mess with Dre's wife. Remember, Michelle A is right? Dr. Dre's wife. Yeah, it was. First, yeah, because they got the first. Then you went and had a baby by her. So what's really the issue? If any man that sleeps with his homeboy's girl, I don't give a damn how many years later, right? He's out of pocket. Women he is too. Out of pocket. You got a baby by my man's. You my right hand. Not to say that people don't slip up, because I done slipped up. But I'm not having a baby by my baby dad's man. My man's his right hand. That's just dumb. It just no judgment on you men and women that have, but look at that, because at some point it comes up to be a problem. Yeah, it does. Not to say that some of us ain't slept with, I mean, right. I'm speaking for me, right? Because you're not gonna come for me later on and try to use this as an example. Oh, you said you did, and we found out you did. So what I'm saying is, Suge Knight hates Dr. Dre, hated him so much that you had a baby by his ex-wife, not girlfriend. So do you really not like Dr. Dre? What you really jealous of? And remember, y'all, you in jail for trying to run over Dr. Dre. And you ran over somebody else. Yeah. So, he had a fetish against him. He was just, I don't know. Some people be like that. He said they don't give him cigars. They don't let him come perform. And they pretty much don't let him win awards. He continues talking about himself, Suge Knight.
But you're in jail right now.
You in jail, Suge.
Why are you talking about
I don't know why they continue to allow him to.
Yeah, just put that mic up, please. Take the mic from him.
Yeah, and even with Dame Dash and look, Snoop Dogg even got into it, right? It says Dame Dash reveals why he refused to produce rapper Soul Plane movie with Kevin Hart. So
it's just so much back and forth in the industry.
Yeah, it's like ever since what's his name? Say his name. What's the one?
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. I always mess his name up. So
I
had to hear Sade say it first. Shannon Sharp. Ever since he did the interview, and Sade tell the people what? How much money?
He made millions. I mean,
he said more than what he did in his whole career. So I looked
close
on
to
there.
60 million, they said. It might be more than that now.
On his career, he had the levels of the career, right? And he had from when he started until he ended, he had a 15-year career.
Yeah.
Okay. And so on it showed like
each year
contract. When he started out, he might have had like 500,000 for that year, and then it went. It looked like it went up to 22 million.
And he weighed more than he said 3 times, 10 times X that.
When he did this, he doesn't mean that he was paid all that by one entity, correct? No. He was paid through
different avenues.
Different endorsements.
His liquor.
The liquor.
They was buying it by the boatload.
Right.
Warehouse.
And then other people, other business opportunities that he gained from just creating, guys. So any of us is a content creator.
It's just that one time you gotta have that one hit. And that's where he got that one hit.
Like that one song. Y'all notice how what's a wild thing? We'll never get that out of our head. Wild thing.
Tone Loc.
I don't know no songs that Tone Loc made since we was a kid. Wild thing, you know? And look at the Spanish people that made what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. What you gonna do?
It's still making money.
I mean, that's gonna be
Bad
forever.
Boys folks coming out now.
Right.
Still making money. See what I'm saying?
So that lets you know, you never know when it be the smallest things that make you go viral. Everyone wants to have a viral moment. And ain't it crazy how people want it's always think that the violence is gonna be the one.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's not. It could be a numerous thing. Education,
it's like educational
comedy. When was our biggest viral moment? Would you tell the people when ours? Because we was lost. Like, oh my God, it's just going and a ding, 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 ding. The phone just kept ringing.
The water thing? Was it that one?
No, that was
the orange.
No, it was Stinky Vagina.
Stinky Vagina. Oh my God.
So when we talked about
that went viral.
But the reason why
hundreds of thousands of hits.
Yes, we got hundreds of thousands of hits, right? But the reason why we think because Nick Cannon had the nerve to come for us and say all women stink. That's not true. That definitely is not true. So being a fact, just keep this in mind, people. When you have a good topic, you could just do it at your leisure. We all have access to this right here, right? Whatever you feel that you want to get off your chest, don't do the out in the families.
Okay.
Don't do out in the your mates. Because you can't take that back.
You sure can't. You really can't.
And remember what Jermaine Dupri said. Now, he's famous for that. Anything that's written in pen cannot be erased. Nope. Anything that's typed on these fingers can't be erased. Somebody's going to pull it back, rewind it back. Data cannot be erased. Exactly. And it'll be there when we all ain't even here no more.
Yes, exactly. That's so true.
It will. So we are glad that y'all tuned in today because we are together. I know we look good together, you know. So we'll make sure that we are together even more. Yes, especially with Miss Lady's busy schedule. Mine, you know, I'm doing the real estate, you know, the properties, and she is in the stores and promoting her products. So we want to thank y'all for tuning in, and we will catch up with y'all on Friday.
See you guys.